As usual, in a nice little seated position. So if you have got a playlist, don't press play yet, just press play when we start to move. It sort of allows a better settling in. We're going to do a fairly long meditation at the end. So if you're cool, although it's quite a nice day, just grab socks or a blanket or something. I'll give you a little moment to do that. So just starting to settle the body in a comfortable position. Gently closing down the eyes and feeling yourself start to arrive in this space, in this moment. Feel both sides of the body balanced, right and left. Feel a soft drawing down from the base of the spine, down towards the floor. And a nice extension up through the spine, all the way through the crown of the head, almost as if someone has rope attached to the crown of the head and is just softly drawing you upwards. It's creating length and space in the spine. This is our Sushumna Nadi, which is where all of our energy centers sit. Just ensuring it's clear to allow flow. And as we settle into class, practicing our acknowledgement of country, I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land I live on and recognize their ancestral history and continuing connection with land, water, and community. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and recognize they never ceded sovereignty and that their culture here remains strong. And so just turning your attention now to any sounds you can hear around you. Any sounds either outside the room, within your home, or within your own body that help to mark this very moment. Putting behind you anything that's happened this morning up until now, and pausing in the here and now. Noticing the sounds. Hopping from sound to sound. Picking a sound up, looking at it, letting it go and moving on again. Using the sense of hearing to drop in to the present moment. Now letting go of your awareness of the sounds and becoming aware of the physical body sitting here on the floor. Notice the weight of the body against the surface beneath you. Notice the air against any bare skin. Does it feel still? Is there a warmth or a coolness about it in this moment? Really drawing your awareness into the physical body in this present moment. And now I want you to start to control the breath a little bit. Nice, full, deep inhalation to the count of 4. Nice, deep, full exhalation to the count of 4. Breathing in and out the nostrils. Feeling the lungs completely on the inhalation. And emptying the lungs completely on the exhalation. Slow, steady, full in breath. Slow, steady, full out breath. Breathing in the new energy of the day. And breathing out stale energy of the night. making way for new beginnings with the breath and letting go of the past on the out breath. A few more full rounds. And on your next exhalation, just allowing the breath to return to its natural state. Tuning into any shifts you might feel within the body, perhaps the breath, the body as it becomes more oxygenated, just feeling into any change in sensations. And if there's none, no judgment. Just starting to really turn within and tune in with what's happening. And from here, we bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra, in prayer position, thumbs pressing against the heart space. We'll open with 3 rounds of Om. Feel free to join in or just allow the vibration to pulse through the body. We'll take a deep breath in together. Swaha Tat Savitu Vadenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. And then let's just release the hands, keep the eyes closed for a moment. Today's class is going to be all about feeling into the sensation of expansion. So just mentally in your mind, thinking about what the word expansion means for you. How do you bring more expansion into your own life? Is it about moving forward? Is it about a more fulfilled life? And what are the areas that you feel you would like to expand in? Just taking a moment to contemplate. And as we move and meditate this morning, just bringing that intention of expansion into everything we do. Slowly opening the eyes. If you'd like to put some music on, feel free to press play now. We'll start in tabletop position. So coming up onto all fours, just getting our foundation right, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And let's just start with some nice gentle cat-cow. So we drop the belly, draw the chin forward, chest opens. Tuck the tailbone, chin draws in towards the chest, nice arch in the spine. Drop the belly, chest and chin forward. Tuck that tailbone, chin draws in towards the chest. Just moving by yourself, breathing in on the forward movement. Breathing out as we turn within. We'll do 4 of these on our own. Breathing in. Connecting with the big full breath. Filling your body with that new energy on the inhale. And releasing it all on the exhale. 1 more round. And then coming back to a neutral spine, let's swing the hips from side to side. Start to move intuitively, freestyling, remembering that sensation of expansion, creating space in the hips and the lower back. Moving however it feels good for you today. Eyes are closed and we're just allowing the body to drive what we need to do. And then returning back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to move into our first downward dog. So let's tuck the toes. You might like to walk the fingers just half a hand's width forward if that feels good for you. Press into the toes, hover the knees, push the hands away from us, knees are bent. Start to draw the spine long, hips and pelvis draws up. Once we've got strength and length in the arms, once we've got a nice soft neck, long straight spine, we can slowly start to straighten the knees a little. Let's walk the dog, one heel up, one heel down. Start to stretch out through the calf muscles. Keep that solid base of the arms and the hands. You might even add a little movement in the hips, just loosening up through that lower back and the backs of the legs. And then just coming to some stillness here. Knees are as straight as feels good for you today. Heels are softly squeezing down towards the bottom of the mat. They don't need to touch. It's all about length in the spine, making sure we've got a nice, long, straight spine. Couple of breaths here. And now we'll keep the hands exactly where they are, but we want to walk the feet all the way out to the outer edge of the mat. So they come off the mat and walk them a little way up towards the head. So we've got a wide, shorter stance. And just push those hands away from you and see if you can start to get the heels a little closer to the ground. It doesn't matter if they don't quite touch. Just working into a different part of the back of the leg. Take a couple of breaths here in our wide-legged dog. Feel the hips drawing up and back. And now let's slowly walk those feet back into where they were. We'll drop the knees to the floor and we'll just come into a kneeling position. So coming to an upright position. Now we're going to tuck the toes under here. So I want you to just tuck your toes in under the mat. Now this can be a little bit intense. If it's really intense, just move the body weight forward. We're not here for too long and we are doing a big foot stretch here. But what I want you to work on is noticing the intensity of the stretch. It might even hurt a little bit, but we want to focus on the breath and use our focus on the breath to show us that strength that we've got. When things get a bit difficult or a bit painful, using the breath can help us get through. So let's sit back on to the heels here. You might feel that little stretch in the feet. We'll bring the hands to prayer. Start nice, big, deep inhalation and exhalation. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Out for 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring the arms in. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Draw them down to the heart. 2, 3, 4. Focus on the breath. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the hands to prayer. 2, 3, 4. We're almost there. Arms come around behind us. 2, 3, 4. Clasp the hands. Draw the chest open. 2, 3, 4. And now I want you to just slowly start to roll forward. We'll take some of that weight off the feet. We want to draw the crown of the head down towards the floor. If that's not possible, just somewhere here is fine. Otherwise, just softly, don't put all your weight onto your head, but softly place the crown onto the floor, arms up behind you as far as they can go. We've taken some pressure off the feet and we're activating the crown chakra here. If we were doing headstands, which of course we're not, it's the same effect. So just a few deep breaths. And then untuck the toes. Slowly, slowly draw yourself back up. Release the hands once you come to upright. And let's just release the hands, come back onto all fours and just kind of tap the tops of the feet down on the floor, just releasing some of that tension. And just taking a moment to contemplate what you did feel in that quite simple posture. Were you able to focus on the breath, allow other things to distract you and drive you through? Let's come into pose of the child. Nice wide knees, feet come to touch. Arms draw forward, forehead down onto the mat. Feeling the heart drawing downwards. Noticing the breath here. Feeling the nice expansive inhalation. And letting it all go with the exhalation. Expanding in the lungs. Feeling the ribs expand each time you breathe in. A few more long, deep breaths. Now let's bring ourselves back up to tabletop. We're going to move through tabletop and into a downward dog again. So just taking a moment here, resetting yourself. Take a moment to get the knees to a place that feels good, the heels drawing down a little bit. Find some stability and stillness. And then let's take the gaze up between the hands, come up onto the tippy toes, and slowly, slowly walk the feet forward until we come to the top of the mat. We'll come into Ragdoll. So let's keep the knees nice and bent. Feet are just slightly apart. Take hold of opposite elbow here. Allow the head and the neck to be soft. A little swing from side to side. And then a nice big rotation to swing to the right. Draw the arms up to about the waist height. And then do another big circle down the other side. We'll do 2 in each direction. Just really feeling a loosening at that lower back. Knees are nice and bent. This isn't about strengthening or stretching the back of the thighs. It's about really getting some mobility and some space through that lower back. And when you've finished your second round on the other side, gently release the fingertips down to the floor. Keep that nice bend in the knees. Drop the head down if it's not already. Keep the neck really soft like a ragdoll. And then we're going to slowly, slowly come up, roll up, head coming last. And finally arriving at the top of the mat. Let's take a big roll of the shoulders, rolling them back. We're going to do a bit of a shake and release. I know this isn't everyone's favourite, but we feel great after it. So we'll start with a bit of a shake. So let's just start by shaking the hands out a little bit. Shake off anything that we don't need. Start to shake the whole arms. Let's just start activating the energetic body here. Starting to really release. Keep the arms and the hands shaking. Let's start to shake the feet and the legs a little bit. Start to get it all going on with the limbs. Shaking it out. Start to bring the whole body in. Shoulders, move around. No one can see you. No one's really watching you. Shake the head if that feels good. Let's just let it all go. Think about what you're releasing here. What are you getting rid of? If we get rid of things, we make space for this expansion that we want. Let it all go. Drop it off. Stress of the week, worries, anything, worried about kids, worried about money, worried about pets, about work, whatever, get rid of it. We don't need it. Shake, shake, shake. Keep going. Go nuts if it feels good. Just let it go. Keep going. Another 10 seconds. Looks crazy, I know, but you'll feel good. And then slow it down a little bit. Start to slow it down. And then just come to a spot of rest, close down the eyes, palms face upwards. And just start to feel into it. Can you feel the fingertips pulsing? The hands, the arms, shifting all of that energy, the blood flowing. Is the heart beating? How's the breath? Feeling into this present moment. Is there a lightness? Do you feel like you shook a bit of stuff off there? Becoming the observer and the witness to what you're feeling. And with this lightness, feel into that intention you set of expansion. We've lightened the load. Feeling into it. We'll drop the hands, we'll move to the top of the mat. We'll move through 2 rounds of half sun salutes, and then we'll go straight into 2 rounds, so 1 each side of a full sun salute. So we'll just keep flowing. I think you all know it. We'll work through fairly slowly. Bring the breath with you. Don't stress if you're not following. Just feel into the feeling of flow and expansion. Hands come to prayer, feet slightly apart, long straight spine. Feel strength in the starting posture. Big breath in, arms overhead, look up at the hands, a little bend in the spine if that feels good. Breathing out, deep forward fold, bend in the knees, hands to the floor, chest comes down onto the thighs. Breathing in, halfway lift, straighten the knees, hands on shins, long straight spine. Breathe out, back to the forward fold, bent knees, drop the head. Breathing in, arms overhead, looking up. Breathing out, hands to prayer. And again, expansion as we open the arms, looking up. Gently folding forward, bowing to both ourselves and the sun. Breathing in, halfway lift, long, straight, expanded spine. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, arms up, overhead. Breathing out, hands to prayer. We'll keep flowing. Breathing in, arms overhead. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, step back into downward dog. Breathing out, stay here. Breathing in, rock forward into high plank. Breathing out, drop the knees, lower yourself down to the mat. Untuck the toes, breathing in, press into the hands, come up into baby cobra, keep a bend in the elbows. Breathing out, lower yourself back down to the mat. Breathing in, tuck the toes, draw up into downward dog. Hold here as we breathe out. Breathing in, up onto the toes, look forward. Breathing out as we step the feet forward into our deep forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, hands on shins. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, arms overhead, look up at the hands. Breathing out, hands to prayer. Let's flow again. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, let's step back into downward dog. Hold here, breathing out. Breathing in, forward into high plank. Breathing out, drop the knees, whole body down to the floor. Untuck the toes, breathing in, push into the hands. Breathing out, lower back down to the floor. Breathing in, tuck the toes up into downward dog. Stay here, breathing out. Breathing in, up onto the toes, looking forward between the hands. Breathing out, walk the feet up into our forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, long straight spine. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, arms overhead. Breathing out, hands to prayer. And release the hands. Just find somewhere for you to find balance, close down the eyes in mountain pose. Feeling that strength of our stance here. And again, just witnessing how the body feels physically. Is there warmth? Is the heart beating? And then trying to tap into that energetic body where we felt the pulse, the movement of energy. Noticing if you can still feel any of that, any more ease. And noticing how we feel mentally in this moment, distracted or focused, somewhere in between. And finally, emotional, tapping into our emotional body. What is the dominant emotion we feel in this moment? And just observing that. We don't have to investigate where it comes from or how to move it. Just being aware. And then coming back to the front of the mat, I'm going to work through one more standing sequence, just really allowing this body to expand and extend. It's more dynamic than we would normally do, but it's a warm day. So let's bring the hands together in prayer, long straight spine, settle ourselves into that feeling of strength and stability. Breathing in, arms up overhead, look up at the hands. Breathing out, nice, deep forward fold here. Halfway lift, long, straight spine, hands on shins. Deep forward fold, hands to the floor, chest comes down onto the thighs. From here, we're going to step the right foot back. So nice, big step back. And we'll have the left foot in the left lane, right foot in the right lane. So they've got some distance apart. And then we want to come up to standing, and this back foot is on sort of a 45-degree angle. Front foot is facing the front of the mat. Hips are turned to the front of the mat, and we're just going to bend into that front knee. So the knee is stacked over the left ankle. Keep the hips squared to the front, arms come up overhead. Let's drop the shoulders away from the ears. Hands are parallel to each other. Here we are in Warrior One. Just take a couple of breaths. Now let's draw the arms around behind us. Clasp the hands, draw the shoulder blades back together, opening up through the chest. You might lift the chin a little bit here. And then we want to slowly start to fold ourselves forward. So keep the stability of the base of the legs from the waist. Slowly bring your chest down forward. Now, wherever you can come to, If you want to keep going, you can drop the head all the way down, left shoulder on the left knee almost. And we draw the arms up over the head. We'll take 2 breaths here. This is called Humble Warrior. Pushing into the front leg. Let's draw the body back up, coming up, releasing the hands. And we want to drop the right hand now down to the floor just beside that left foot. And the left hand draws up to the ceiling. We turn the whole chest over to the left side. Just coming into a twist here. Couple of breaths. And now let's draw that left hand down. Place it exactly where the right hand was. And this time we open the right hand up and expand through the chest. Both the right and left hands are in line with each other. We look up towards the ceiling, expanding the right side of the chest. And now let's bring that right hand down to the floor. Left hand moves to the outside of the left foot. Push into the hands and step the left foot back to meet the right. You'll come into downward dog. Just take a breath here. Now let's come forward into our plank position. As we breathe out, we'll drop the knees, slowly lower ourselves down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Hands are right beside the chest, long straight spine. Press into the hands. See if you can come up a little further. Don't want to overextend the spine, but we're starting to warm it up now. If full Cobra is for you, you can straighten the elbows. Slowly, slowly lowering yourself down onto the belly. Tuck the toes back up into downward dog. Just taking a couple of breaths. Let's find our stability again. Let's find our stillness. Now, if you can, just step the right foot in between the hands, do that. Otherwise, just drop the left knee to the floor, step the right foot up between the hands. And then we set up on the other side. So this time we take the back knee off the floor, reset the back foot. So right foot, right lane, left foot, left lane, come up to standing. Back foot is on a 45-degree angle and the hips are towards the front. Nice bend in that front leg. Arms come up into warrior one. Space between the shoulders and ears. Breathing in and out of the chest space. Feeling the rib cage expand and contract. Arms come around behind the back. Clasp the hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades, expanding through the chest. A little lift of the chin. Slowly moving forward into humble warrior, drawing the right shoulder down towards the right knee. Drop the head, arms up, nice and high. Big stretch through the shoulders, couple of breaths. Push into that front foot, helping to bring yourself back upright and release both hands. We'll take the left hand, bend forward, place the left hand to the floor, spin around, right hand draws up towards the ceiling and we open the right side of the chest. A really big twist here. Couple of breaths. Now let's bring that right hand down, replace it on the floor next to the left. Left arm lifts up and this time we open to the left side. Breathing. Expanding through the chest. And now the left hand comes down, place it on the left side of the foot. Right hand moves to the right side of the foot, push into the hands and lift the right foot back to meet the left. Into downward dog. Let's get yourself adjusted. Getting yourself set up in a nice downward dog. Feel the length in the spine. You might notice that the heels can go a little further down now that you've warmed up a little bit. Just really moving into downward dog any way that feels good. And now let's come forward into our high plank. Feel that strength. Drop the knees, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, hands beside the chest, press into them, come up into Cobra. Expansion through the front body. Slowly lower yourself down onto the floor, tuck the toes, back up into downward dog. 3 long deep breaths here. And now let's drop the knees nice and wide on the mat. Feet come to touch. Into pose of the child. Just allow yourself to release, heart drawing downwards. Foreheads on the floor, a little roll from side to side. Allow the mat to massage the forehead. And just noticing everything going on in this moment. Physically, energetically, mentally and emotionally. There's nowhere else you need to be but right here. Three more breaths here. And slowly using the hands to walk your way back up. We're going to move straight onto our backs now. So just coming down, rolling yourself around, coming down onto the back. We'll draw the heels in towards the buttocks here. Just check the spine's nice and long and straight. And let's extend the right foot up into the air. Hands take hold of the back of the right thigh. And let's just gently rotate the foot. Back the other way. This is where we start to quieten down the nervous system. There's a bit of dynamic work going on there. This is our time to quieten down. Let's take the right foot, place it on the left knee. Right knee drops open, so we're creating an opening in the right hip here. The right hand down the center of both feet. Draw the left knee up towards you. Keep both feet flexed just to protect the knees. If it feels too intense, just back off a little. Otherwise, start to draw that left knee in towards you, which in turn opens the right hip a little bit. Take a couple of breaths here. And just releasing your hold on that left foot. Allow that left foot to drop to the floor. Arms come out nice and wide. We'll cross the right knee over that left knee and just gently drop both knees over to the left side, turning the gaze towards the right side. Feel that right shoulder drawing down onto the mat so we create a really nice twist. And if you'd like a little extra leverage, that left hand can go on top of the right knee. Trying to soften into this twist. And just release the hand, drawing both knees back up to the center, mindfully uncrossing that right leg and just bringing it back onto the mat to meet the left foot. Recentering yourself, eyes closed, just noticing if there's any difference from one side to the other. And then when you're ready, let's move on to the other side. This time left leg up towards the ceiling, holding on to the back of the left thigh, rotating the foot gently in one direction. And when you're ready, slowly back the other way. Flexing the left foot. Let's place it on the right knee. Left knee draws open as we start to find space in the left hip. Left hand down the middle of both legs, drawing the right knee in towards the chest. Observing if one side feels different to the other. There's no need to understand it, judge it, or dissect it. Just noticing that one's different in this moment. Allow the right foot to draw down as you release your hold. Arms out to the side. Left knee crosses over the right. And we softly allow both knees to draw to the right while we turn and look to the left. Use that right hand on the left knee if that feels good. But just ensuring the left shoulder's drawing downwards. Opening and expanding through the heart space here. And then gently releasing the hold if you've got it. Both knees coming back up to center. Unraveling the knees and placing both feet down on the mat. Just centering the spine. We're going to move into supported bridge before our final Shavasana. So let's bring the feet up towards the buttocks as much as we can. We'll keep the arms down by the side and we're going to press into the heel, into the feet as we draw the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And then we slowly draw the pelvis and the hips back down to the floor. And allow them to touch the floor again. And this time we'll do the same, but we'll add the arms. So pushing into the feet, squeezing the buttocks as we draw the pelvis and hips upwards. We'll bring the hands together, clasp them underneath the buttocks. If you want a little extra bend through the spine, come up onto the shoulder blades and really lift yourself up. Continuing to breathe, head stays centered. You might notice the breath at the belly rising and falling. 2 more breaths. Nice big back bend to end. And then unclasp the hands. Flatten the shoulder blades back down and then we start to lower the hips back down to the floor. Once they reach the floor, let's reverse that impact on the spine and draw the knees in towards the chest. So a little curve in the spine after we've arched it, just a little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, just starting to prepare yourself for our final posture, which is Shavasana, and we're going to do a deep meditation here. So if you've got some music on, it's probably better to turn the music off. A bit of silence is really going to help you to go more deeply. And so I just want you to find comfort. If you need socks or a blanket, do all of that now just to set yourself up. Nice, long, straight spine that feels like it's centered on the floor or mat or towel. Legs are apart a little. Ankles and feet roll outwards. Arms are away from the body and the palms are facing up. Just check that the head and the neck are centered. Closing down the eyes. Let's take a nice big deep breath in through the nostrils. And a big deep sigh out the mouth. And another 2 in your own time. Big inhalations, big exhalations. Just letting go of the last of what you need to release. before we go into a really lovely yoga nidra here. So during this process, you might feel yourself caught between those stages of sleep and awake. It's totally fine, don't fight it. But if you can, just try to stay awake. It will have a little more impact, but you'll still get the effects if you sleep. So just any final movements. And now just letting go of any control of the breath. Just allowing it to become natural and spontaneous. Bringing your attention now into the left leg and begin to consciously soften it. Softening from the toes and the feet, lower leg, upper leg, and all the way to the hip socket. Allowing each part of the leg to really relax and release, including the skin, muscles, the tissues, the nerves, the bones. Every cell of that left leg, relax and release. Sense the entire left leg completely relaxing. Comparing the left leg to the right leg now. Noticing if they feel different. And becoming aware of the power of your own consciousness to create change and relaxation in your own body. Now bring your attention fully to the right leg. Starting at the right toes, right foot, lower leg, upper leg, and all the way to the hip socket. Relaxing and releasing every part of the right leg. Going deep through the skin and the muscles, deep into the cells and the tissues, until you begin to feel the whole right leg become completely relaxed. Both legs now continuing their release into softness and heaviness, completely released. Bringing your attention now towards the left arm, starting with the left fingertips. Draw your awareness all the way up the left arm into the left shoulder, releasing and relaxing every nerve, every tendon, every bone and joint. Let it be nourished by this soft and gentle, relaxing attitude of your mind. The whole left arm relaxed. Keep your awareness in this meditation, trying to stay aware of where you are lying. That you are doing this meditation, trying to stay awake, witnessing the whole experience. Bringing your attention now to the right arm, starting at the right fingertips, working your awareness slowly all the way up the right arm to the right shoulder. Allow the cells and the tissues, the bones and the joints to be nurtured into deep relaxation. And now sense both arms, both completely relaxed. So soft, so heavy. Your attention now draws into the torso, starting at the pelvis and hips, and gently working our way all the way up the torso to the top of the shoulders, creating deep relaxation of all of the organs. Deep relaxation in the reproductive system, the digestive organs, the spleen, the lungs, the heart. Bringing your awareness up through the spine, the tissues around the spine and the nerves, the fluids, the blood vessels, the arteries. The whole of the skeletal system and all of the hormones. Sense slowly, slowly, your whole torso is becoming deeply relaxed, completely at ease. Sense the move away from stress towards deep relaxation and rest, restoring and bringing health and vitality back into your body. Sensing now the whole body, the torso, descending into deep relaxation, softness, and heaviness. Your attention now draws through the top of the shoulders into the neck, all the way up through the back of the head, over the crown of the head, and into the face. Relaxing any tight muscles, bones, the micro muscles in the face, the teeth, the tongue, the gums and the lips. Softening under the influence of your conscious awareness and attention. Relaxing the brain, the thoughts, softly releasing them from your grip. Deeper and deeper. We move into a deep release of the body and mind. Sense the whole neck and head becoming completely relaxed with every breath. The body dropping deeper and deeper into physical relaxation. The whole body resting and restoring. The physical body, all of the bones and the tissues, heavy on the floor. Sense or feel within this relaxed physical body a lightness of being, a lightness that you have cultivated. Here you can feel or sense the energy body. This lightness is now ready for expansion, desiring expansion. And now allow your energy body to expand, to grow, to move or shift in any direction. Allow the energy body to move and visit any place or any person that it wants to right now. Allow your soul to expand and be free. Allow yourself to expand any way you need to right now. Just allow yourself to let go. Te atau bekanzi bekanzi maha bekanzi bekanzi ratma samudgate soham te atau bekanzi bekanzi maha bekanzi bekanzi ratma samudgate soham te atau bekanzi bekanzi ratma samudgate soham. Now gently starting to call yourself back into the physical body. Coming back to the whole self. Every part of you. Your entire energy body is back in the room, back in your physical body. Sense it and know that you are here. That you are lying here in this meditation, in this present moment. Awareness of the sounds around you. Awareness of the sounds within your own body. Starting to deepen the breath. Gently moving the fingers and toes as you start to move the physical body. Stretching the arms up above the head, pointing the toes. When you're ready, hug the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze of gratitude for showing up today. Just roll to one side, taking a few breaths here. When you're ready, coming up to a seated position. And place the hands, palms down on the knees as we really just ground ourselves back into this space. Close down the eyes. We'll close with a final round of Om together or just listen in. If you're joining, bring the hands to pray. Deep breath in. The divine spark in me honors the divine spark in you. Namaste. So just take some time this morning